The story of Cades Cove is the story of the community that existed 115 years ago, between 1821, when families began moving into the cove to settle, and 1936, when the area became part of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Cades Cove is nestled in a beautiful valley and is one of the largest and by far the most interesting. The cove stretches 5 miles in length and 2 miles in width and is completely hemmed in by mountains. Cades Cove stood out from among the Great Smokies as land that could be tamed. Nature had created in the cove a flat mountain valley of fertile land that was attractive to agrarian people. It was only a matter of time before pioneers on their way westward would stop here and stay. They would settle, clear the land, and raise their crops and livestock. As more people came into the area, they would form governments, churches, schools, and community ties. Bikers and hikers have the park to themselves in the summer when the loop is closed to motorized vehicles on Wednesdays and Saturdays until 10 a.m. There are 19 stops that explain what life was like back then. The cove offers many activities, including hiking, horseback riding, and fishing. Take a trip around Cades Cove and go back to the times of the simple life. Walk through the preserved homes, churches, and a working mill. Around 2 million visitors come here each year to drive the 11-mile loop road. They enjoy seeing the deer and other wildlife. They like to feel the cove's pastoral serenity and the protection of the surrounding mountains. The Methodist Church. The structure and its finishings were reportedly the work of one man. J.D. Campbell, a blacksmith and carpenter, built it in 115 days for $115. He became the preacher for many years. The church has 2 front doors. This usually indicates the church follows the custom of men sitting on one side and the women on the other. But this church didn't follow these customs. The 2 doors are there because the church borrowed the building plans of another church that did divide its congregation by gender. The Cable Mill area. The grist mill is on its original site. Other historic buildings in this complex were brought from elsewhere in the park. The blacksmith shop was constructed in recent years and is typical of original ones. The building now houses the Cades Cove Visitor Center. It is where visitors may obtain information and buy books, postcards, film, maps, guides, and other items. Personnel provide information on Cades Cove and assistance in emergencies. The Dan Lawson Place. Dan Lawson built this house in 1856. The original house of hewn logs was built before sawmills came to the cove, but an examination shows that sawed lumber later was used in additions and maintenance. Some of the better blade work in the park is in this house. The brick chimney is unusual for the time and place. Cades Cove. It's one of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park's most popular places to visit.